if Arsenal don't win the UCL this season, that 1-1 draw against Atletico de Madrid will be the exact moment where everything collapsed for them. And yes, if Paris Saint-Germain scoring 5 times and Bayern scoring 4 times against them in France is anything to go by, I think it's not dominance, and that's chaotic football out there. And this will likely cost the Parisians the UCL trophy. I am correct guy Victor Makefa, and I've got the correct gang with me on this episode of the Correct Football Podcast. I've got correct guy Ezekiel, I've got correct guy Radio Pops, I've got correct guy Peter right here. Arsenal's 1-0 draw. Crazy moment out there. Peter.
I was expecting that. Sincerely, I was telling someone that Arsenal is going to go to Atletico Madrid and get a vital point. They have actually played this season in the UEFA Champions League, and they actually got the maximum 3 points. So this time around, I was not surprised when they have the 1 point from Atletico Madrid. So I'm actually leaning towards Arsenal this time around. They are going to finish the job at the Emirates Stadium.
I think not. Paris Saint-Germain 5-4, 9 goals, a thriller, not in Manila, in Paris this time. Radio Pops. What do you make of that?
For me, trust me, I think that's what we expected. I was expecting goals galore. Like I said, it depends on who can score and who can defend well. And that was just a collapse for both teams. Very cracky defense. You talk about a player like Upamecano. For me, he can't make the list when it comes to top 5 defenders in the world or top 10. I can't put him among top 10.
Did you say he wants to make the list?
Yeah,
I don't think
I'm talking Jonathan Tah also doesn't have the legs to run with players like Dembele and all. You look at Marquinhos, fantastic player, but right now I think he should just be playing in leagues where there's no much pace in football. Also, you talk about Pacho, still young for me, but I think he should have done better, right there. But for me, I enjoyed the game, but I think it was just too much of the goals. The defending was just the problem. I'm like, we should not be having this. This scoreline should not be. Bayern should not be scoring. You should not be scoring 4 goals in your own, bro.
Bayern gets good attackers. PSG also, they are very, very good. So scoring 5 goals, 4 goals, not correct football. For me,
it's not correct football, bro. It's cracky defending, bro. It's not correct football. It's cracky defending. So are you going to tell me that you enjoyed that?
What do you want Marquinhos to do against?
Are you going to tell me that you enjoyed that football
as a neutral?
More than yes, bro. As a neutral, I didn't enjoy it. I'm sorry.
No. Okay, let me ask you a question. Between Atletico Madrid and Arsenal, and Bayern Munich PSG, which match will you see?
Atletico Madrid and Arsenal, because it showed.
That was a boring game.
That was boring.
Let's take the chip.
I'm sorry. Hold on, please. So how do you define a boring game from an entertaining football? Is it because of the goals? So what you're going to say? So how do you define?
Okay.
So how do you define?
Okay, you're going to a stadium now. Are you just going there to watch a goalless match?
My brother,
what gives you the cheer? What gives you the noise? It's not the goals.
It's all about the goals.
So what do you want? Skills without goals?
Yes.
You know what, guys?
You didn't have the skills in the Arsenal Atletico game. Now there was no skills. Just go back and forth, back and forth.
Okay, tell me a defender. Wait.
Peter, let's hold on the beat now.
Olise, Diaz, and Hurricane presently.
Why should a Pacho at his young age not hold a player like?
Mention the back line that will stop those 3 guys from scoring.
Aside from the Paris Saint-Germain defense, any back line. Yes. I'm going to put in the channel Martinez to it.
Martinez.
Yes, I put Martinez to it.
Martinez for Manchester United.
Yes.
Martinez against Hurricane.
Okay, guys. What the opening has been on the Correct Football Podcast episode 4. I think this is the very first we're doing in May. Yeah. So happy New Month to each and every one of you out there. We don't first wrote that one. But Hezekiah, I gotta ask you out there. I mean, come on. It says correct football. It says not correct football.
It was correct football for
you all the way.
To an extent, I feel like PSG should have kept control of the game. At 5-2, 5-3 was still manageable. But then go on to concede 1 extra goal, 5-4. It makes it more difficult for them going into the second leg. But as a neutral, I enjoyed it. Goals everywhere. I said it on the last show that there was going to be a whole lot of goals. End-to-end game was going to be a lot of goals. We said it here. But I didn't expect that PSG, after scoring 5, would go ahead and concede that much goals. Yes.
Okay.
Honestly, it's a major problem. I'm sorry, Victor. It's a major problem right now for Luis Enrique going into the second leg.
We'll dive into the nitty-gritty of that game. Let's stick with the Arsenal game at the Wanda Metropolitano. KG, tactical affair. What do you make of it? The battle was
and Haram Football Plus.
What?
Haram Football and Haram Football Plus.
It was actually a very tactical game. Diego Simeone is someone he hasn't lost any knockout games in with Atletico Madrid. And but sincerely, how will I go to watch a match and there won't be goals? See, I see. To me, I was saying something the other time that Arsenal are very compact team. Atletico Madrid, we near Atletico Madrid during the era of Diego Godin and all. It is pure around football. Score one goal and defend. But this time around, they have attackers. Griezmann is there. Lookman is there.
So you're saying they're more expansive than before?
Yes. And if you watch that match very well, they ought to have scored even more than one goal. Even more than one goal. Lookman missed some chances
Griezmann
also. And I don't want to go back to that penalty call for Eberechi Eze. You know, that one is another issue entirely. But for me, tactically, both teams actually play according to their patterns and according to their instructions.
So it was a great tactical battle for you.
Yes.
It looks like you don't agree. Tactical battle, yes or no?
I'm just gonna stick to the fact that now, true, this man really denied Jesus. Not even because how do you go
bring
from
the line,
bro? How do you go from the violent part of saying you didn't enjoy the football, and all of a sudden you're back to saying you enjoy tactics of the game?
Wait, there's difference between. There's a difference between you following your pattern and tactics and watching a match and you enjoy that flow. See, maybe now only you watch PSG and Bayern Munich where you enjoy them. I don't know, maybe, but see. You coach Bayern Munich, I'm the coach of PSG. Go out. These are teams that don't play defensive football. It is an attacking football. So
I'm sorry.
Are you expecting? PSG, Manchester City, let them play now. They will score more goals too.
Do you know that?
This is not Arsenal PSG.
Bayern cannot have so much goals against an Arsenal side.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm telling you the fact, bro. I am. They cannot have so much goals the way they had it against Paris Saint-Germain.
Because tactics differ with each team.
Yes, because a team is going to sit down. Because a team is just going to sit down.
Arsenal has not sat down, bro. No, you can't. So if Arsenal has not sat down at the back, they also come out to attack you. But defensively, they have not been able to keep up shape properly.
So can you compare Arsenal backline with PSG backline?
What's the problem with
PSG and Arsenal played? Sincerely, we are going to see three or four goals in that match. Anything. It can be 3-1. It can be 2-2.
Nah,
see,
sorry,
okay. Arsenal scored 3 goals this season. They have scored 2 goals. They have scored. Against they have played Bayern Munich this season. The match ended 3-1 or so. So Arsenal scored 3 goals. What stopped them from scoring another 3 goals against Bayern Munich? And what stopped Bayern Munich from scoring another 3 goals from Arsenal?
I'm on the defense of the side of Arsenal, saying that defensively they are solid, and you won't see those 5 goals.
That's what I'm pointing out. The tactical battle. KG affair, but tactical battle working so well for both managers, right? That's what you think.
Yes, because I think they had the game pattern, just like Peter said. They came with a game plan. Let's just sit down and enjoy the game of football. Let's read each other properly. How do we attack? How do we defend properly? And both teams defensively, they are both good. Attack wise, maybe a little bit cagey. And not so much flair when it comes to the attack of the likes of Luis Diaz. Madueke cannot do what Varastedia or Luis Diaz or Olise can do in games like that or whatnot. But definitely, we enjoy that tactical football and technique. From both managers. Mikel Arteta and also Diego Silva.
I guess you enjoyed the keeper having more possessions than the real player. That's just it.
Speaking of all of
that's
that,
just it.
Ezekiah, I'm going to put you on with this one.
Okay.
And I know you would not believe it, but I want to talk about Arsenal's dominance in that game against Atletico Madrid's resilience.
I would say they dominated the first half, yes, and they lost control the moment Atletico equalized. It became chaos for us now. Atletico started creating more chances after the equalized from the penalty.
Wait,
so
I hope Abayomi is listening. Basically, I talk about this right now.
We watched it together now.
Oh, really?
We saw it. Arsenal had control for most part of the game up until the points where they conceded, and then everything was just bass boost for them. Atletico created a lot of chances. Like Peter said, they should have had like 2 more goals. Griezmann hitting the crossbar and then Lookman's chance where he mishits the shot. So I don't think Arsenal controlled the game up until the end. They dominated, yes, but it wasn't total dominance.
I agree with Iska. It was not total dominance because if you look at the stats, 2.21 expected goals, from Atletico Madrid, 52 balls possession, 18 shots, 4 shots on target. Big chances more were created by Atletico Madrid. 6 corners. So what are you expecting?
That's why I won't totally agree.
Is it basketball? Are we doing 3 pointers here?
Tennis.
Are we doing 3 pointers here?
I was telling someone that PSG Bayern ought to have been the Champions League final.
Yes, you should have. I wouldn't mind if they make the final 2 legs. Yeah, let's enjoy them twice. I don't mind.
Hold up. No, that's the intriguing team. Some people prefer the Arsenal game against Atletico de Madrid for some reason.
People
And I think that's
enjoy
off the
football.
back of watching the last UEFA Champions League final where, there was one team in total control
Yes,
all the way
PSG.
through. PSG.
Bro, if I tell you that
Inter
somebody, Mr. Bolu here would grant me witness to somebody predicted that correct score on that day. That was going to happen, and it happened.
And it happened.
Because it was Inter Milan, bro. What were you expecting now?
But it was supposed to be
PSG
compact.
Inter Milan.
Did they play
God
the
bless
compact?
you.
Inter Milan are quite
So
compact
compact
too, yes. Bro, you can't sit back against PSG. You can't sit back
The
against
problem with Inter
PSG.
Milan was they didn't have the legs. That's what I'm saying.
You can't sit back
so-
against
so-
PSG. You can't.
That's a game management comes in.
Yes.
So I think both teams played out their game management well.
That's just see. PSG plays against
Now,
Chelsea.
I'm talking about the Wanda Metropolitan, the game between
the game,
Atletico and
and Arsenal,
it was something to
It
watch.
is just it is plain textbook. This is what we want to play.
True.
This is how we want to flow.
I think we all expected it.
Everybody
We all
knows
expected
that
it.
game you won't see a lot of goals in
Yeah.
that game. Atletico Madrid aside, it's only against
So 1-0 was
Barcelona
fair
they scored a lot
enough.
of goals. They scored a lot of goals against Barcelona. It's their usual number because as Barcelona plays this high line of a thing. But Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, it's just going to see the return leg. It might actually end in 0, probably a penalty or 1-0.
Are you
So
sure?
don't take
possible.
that's just it.
Yeah,
See,
it's
these are games that build. You build on the hot goal here and there
Nah,
to get the victory in games like this. Don't you think? Missed chances. I think Lookman, he did try. I've seen Diego Simeone saying yes, he loves the way he plays his football and all of that. Yeah, good for them. Juliano Alvarez, all of them getting in the play right there. Antoine Griezmann, hitting the crossbar, but missed chances played a huge part.
True. I think both teams had their own fair share of missed chances. Arsenal created, yes, to an extent, but the bigger chances fell to Atletico,
Atletico,
yes.
yeah.
But I don't think it would really be a factor in the second leg because the game is still very open.
It is.
It's
That's
very
the way
open in the
goal
second
rules,
leg.
yes.
Yeah,
So
and
it's still
honestly,
very
I
open.
was about talking about that.
I think I like that
I'm
rule.
grateful
I like
for
the
that. I'm
fact.
grateful for the new format.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
so
It's
grateful
like
for the
they're
new
just
format.
restarting.
Yeah, so let's come and
they'll be
play now.
cautious. Like,
Yeah.
okay, no mistake.
No mistake.
So that's just it. So that's why I said Bayern Munich, PSG, that game, it's going to forget about the 5-4 scoreline. We might actually experience another 5-4 scoreline.
5-4,
again.
yes,
They
yes.
will just no team is going to defend.
There's still going to be a lot of
Baba.
goals in that second leg. Second leg goal go
See,
plenty.
See, if PSG made that mistake of just sitting down and taking pressure, they are going to that game. You will just
No,
So,
even
it is
even
their fault. They
yes,
don't
now,
do
yes,
it.
now, even Dembele had an interview saying, you have to run throughout the
yes,
I've got
that's
this.
football.
I've got this unpopular opinion ringing. It looks like, yes, we might see it as what we expected, but I think Arsenal didn't get a good result. I think they bottled control, so to speak,
You did.
because you look at the way the game played out, and I think they should have done better, grab the better result, especially with none of that away goal rule.
But it doesn't still favor them, my brother. Look at the stats now. It's not on their side. Atletico Madrid had a game plan, and which they followed. My brother, for the first time in history, Atletico Madrid had one yellow card in a game. One yellow card throughout this match.
So that's what I'm saying.
So they had a game plan where we're not going to force any
Yeah, we're
error.
not doing too much.
Don't commit too much.
Yes.
No red card. Go and check the stats in UEFA Champions League. Atletico Madrid will always have a red card in the game. But they had it in mind to say, let's play the way we want to play. Let's watch it how we're going to play it.
That's scope. That's scope. They
They
just-
don't set us now. They don't set us now.
So I wasn't expecting too much from Master. You're coming to one them on the Metropolitano Stadium in Spain. So what were you expecting?
Nah,
So-
scope.
so-
They use them avoid set piece.
So Peter,
Make them know they-
riddle me this now. Arsenal scored first, yeah, and it looked like they went a bit cautious after scoring. Why? I mean, come on, you've gone, you scored. Why not go for the jugular? Do something. Maybe this is what they need to push and start winning titles.
That small boy mentality. Now we didn't do them
I
for
agree.
you.
Maybe,
Small boy
maybe,
and
mentality.
it's the mentality also from
Yeah.
Mikel Arteta too.
That's just
so.
small boy
And
mentality.
lately, if you watch his last 5 games, he has been very cautious. Once he scores, you won't see him
try
attack
to-
again.
yes,
he will
he try
sit
to
back.
sit back,
He
soak
will
the
be
pressure.
very passive. It's not going to approach the game again.
And that's exactly why I feel like
affecting
it
them.
won't work against a team like PSG. You don't
PSG,
sit back
yeah.
against PSG.
Even Bayern
They press from the front. So if Arsenal plays PSG tomorrow, I will still expect 4 or 5 goals in the same match.
Oh, really?
To be honest.
Oh.
That's the thing. Arsenal want to be cautious. You can't do that
No,
against a
no,
team like
you
PSG.
can't.
So we are
You can't
saying
do that against
they
a team like
killer
Bayern.
instinct,
Yes,
especially
they
in big
did.
games, because we did watch them for the Arsenal Man
Man
City
City,
game,
yeah.
and we saw moments where we thought, I mean, come on, you guys have capitalized on a Donnarumma hero. Why not
Yes.
go for more? why not keep the ante up? But then it looks like
Try
that's
to soak
lacking.
the pressure.
They soak
in.
the pressure in.
So that killer
and now,
instinct,
yeah.
It's
They
not,
don't
it's
have
not-
it.
yeah.
Especially with
That's one of the reasons why I'm saying they might actually enter feelers against this.
yeah, exactly.
sure?
You don't
Yeah.
you don't win the Champions League with someone like Victor go crazy up front now.
What? Because
Nah,
what?
Go crazy. That's their striker. What do they call him?
No, so if you now want to win the Champions League, what do you win it? Who
Well,
do you play?
I would honestly prefer Havertz up front than Victor
Victor
Gokres.
Gyökeres?
Yes, to be honest.
I think not.
To be honest.
Another moment.
I mean,
oh.
Where,
honest.
where,
Etun Bemidele.
I'm not an Arsenal fan. Anybody, number
They're coming.
Really?
Person with me, I use to win Champions League. Now the only option we them get
yeah,
is
yeah,
that now.
that's a very good point. It's a Champions League.
the Champions
scored
League
in the
goal
final.
scorer,
So why will you put a Victor
Gokres against who? Havertz.
No, it doesn't.
Havertz.
He's done it in the Champions League. He scored
Yes,
goals before he got to
He hasn't
Arsenal.
scored in the Champions League final.
Final.
I'm sorry.
And he's not having that Champions League.
He doesn't
final
have it in his
together.
CV.
It's just one goal
It's
for
just-
Man.
Regardless, that was the
Well,
winning
that
goal.
one goal.
That was the winning
That
goal.
one goal.
That was the winning
Courtesy
goal.
of
now.
missing mounts.
Well,
Winning goal is the winning goal.
Really?
That's laughable.
He did in CV now. Be no DJ. You know they Gokres now.
George Burrell, anything.
So when we have talked about them going too cautious, we have talked about them lacking the killer instincts. Is it a possibility that Mikel Arteta has been overthinking? Because when you talk about Havertz now, the popular narrative back then was Manchester City had not won the UEFA Champions League because Pep was overthinking it, and that was why it was beaten by that Chelsea side in that final.
Which is fact.
So, you say it's facts?
Yeah. He over. I don't know what he was thinking at that moment. He overthought it. If there's another word, overthought
He's
it.
what
Pep
Chelsea would do to
Guardiola
you now.
It's
what Chelsea
so
would do to you now.
perhaps Mikel Arteta was overthinking it. Yeah,
I think he was. And what options does he have? Nothing now.
he has.
He's
He has.
playing
I mean, there
Arteta.
are times when you think, okay, let me keep this player on. With some Madueke's reaction,
Pep now Arteta boss now, so he still they read the handouts.
Yeah, they read
Arteta
the
still they
handout.
follow the handout
Yes,
from
like,
Pep. So
Nothing really did Arteta head like that. Now.
so now the handout.
You
come
go to
and
read
paste.
past question.
So I wouldn't be surprised even if they get to the final and as usual bottle it.
So that means most likely to get to the final.
Yes.
I doubt they will.
will they still overthink it?
Well,
In next game at the Emirates.
These are questions we need to point out. Maybe we are going to be helping the Arsenal.
So now,
Technical crew.
So now, this is why I feel that it's going to be trouble for us now. If you allow, Diego Simeone side score you first, then you will not see the real defending. Then it's really going to now sit back and maybe not eat you on the counter. But once it scores first at the Emirates, it becomes a problem for you. We all watch Manchester City against Arsenal, and we saw the way they were doing. Arsenal started playing again in the 80th minute. That's when we started seeing those
creating
crosses
again,
and the
yes.
chances and all. But it becomes a problem for them when you start overthinking and you're wondering, okay, what's happening here? What are you doing with this tactics? What are you doing with this player? And it's not working for you. So that overthinking is really going to affect him if he's going to bring that to play at the Emirates Stadium against Atletico Madrid.
That's interesting. Since we're talking about that Manchester City and they're playing in comparison with the present Manchester City side, do we think that this present Man City or a Real Madrid in a game of this caliber will kill that off instantly?
To be honest, I feel they would. If they score first, you won't find a team like Madrid or Man City sitting back.
Yeah.
If they score you first, they know you'd want to come out now.
So
You'd want to score.
definitely they
So that's
eat
like
you.
the opportunity they want. Come,
Yeah,
keep coming. And then they will open you up easily.
Keep coming.
Yes.
especially in Madrid in UEFA Champions League.
Yes, they would keep coming at you steady.
Yeah.
I know it's
don't
now.
see
Yeah, I go talk am again.
Let's keep coming.
All right, guys.
They will come in their face.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Teams coming in your face with goals. Teams, going all at you, trying to get the goals. That is what it is right there in football. And we come correct right here on the Correct Football Podcast. Guys, let's look at this. For the fans, we looked at some of the fans who were happy to get away from the Metropolitano Stadium with that result. Some thought different. And, it's a stinger when you look at your club trying to do big things and you have the fan base divided on results like this. Maybe it's a good sign, maybe it's not. But let's look at it. We saw a lot of Arsenal fans celebrating that. And it's a small mentality.
It is. I was going to say to small
But
club
like,
mentality.
It's not. And
It's not a
place to
small
go.
club mentality, sincerely.
It's not an easy place to
You
go.
know, it's a game away from their home, and this UEFA Champions League semi-final.
Yes,
it's not as if the scoreline was 5-0 or something.
When last
the game is still open.
Madrid lose at their home ground?
And UEFA Champions
I
League
heard
or
they don't-
UEFA Champions League knockout stage.
They
haven't.
never lost
No,
to
no,
an
no,
English
they have
team.
not. To an
in-
So-
English team, yeah.
So you see that it's a vital point for us now, and it's okay for the fans to rejoice. This is their moment.
Yes,
So
honestly.
all they need to do just welcome to Emirates and do the finishing.
It's not, the last time they got to the Champions League final, they didn't lose any game.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is
Do
the
you-
moment
do you
where they
know
can
why
bask on.
I would still
Just
say
enjoy the
small
moment.
club
Yeah.
mentality? What happened with them and Barcelona in the previous round when Atletico won the first leg? Barca had so much confidence. They would come at you regardless. You're winning, yes, we don't care about that. You're home on my home, I'm coming at you. That's why I still feel like it's still small club mentality. Yeah, we are playing 1-1 at Atletico's home, and I feel like that's a very good result. Now, I don't
So
think
you felt
it is.
they could have just.
They could have still told themselves we'll
Does-
go more and then we'll do better than
Does
this.
that mean Atletico de Madrid are winning somewhat psychologically,
Yes,
Yeah.
to be honest, I feel like they have Arsenal right where they want Arsenal to be at.
Peter?
Well, I seriously want to lean to that view, but on the other side, so they are not that confident yet. See, they are coming. This is England. You know, I'm expecting Arteta to just go fully with this like I don't want to call it Arteta ball, but the past Arsenal football, play it on the ground. If he can do that, Atletico Madrid are very physical side with their good money there. They will definitely commit more errors, and that's not good with their set piece. They can just use that to their own advantage. You are coming to the Emirates Stadium, you are welcome. This is England. This is not Spain. They have the edge. Atletico Madrid need to be very, very careful. They don't need to relent or be happy that fine, we are almost there. No, this is a different ball game, and well, this is not Camp Nou. This is Emirates Stadium. They shouldn't expect that victory yet.
Well, here we are. Well, if you're an Arsenal fan, I need you to be honest in the comment section wherever you get to check this out. The question is, are you confident or are you just hopeful that your team gets to the UCL final and maybe win it? It's a huge question out there. There's no Arsenal fan in here, so let's just skip that. Okay. Well, of course, remember what you need to do. Click on the subscribe button, follow us on all social media platforms. Do what you need to do to ensure that people are doing the numbers right there with us. Of course, we come correct right here. Yeah, we come correct. Always. I know Ezekiel will just bank on coming correct every time. We had a night goal trader at the Parc de France, and it was crazy. I mean, Michael Jackson thriller. Have you seen the Bondi?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. I was almost doing the dance, but the props. Anyways, 9-goal trader. I mean, what are they thinking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At 5-2, I would have thought game over for some, but here we are. I mean, come on.
I
That's
didn't
the mindset of a
I
team
didn't
like
think the referee
Bayern.
actually probably additional 15 more minutes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Actually said that
yes.
goal.
Even at 5-4, there
Almost,
was still
that's the kind of game you
chances.
say, let me do my last.
Then-
So, so.
It is.
Why?
See, these are things with good attacking players. They have a coach with the mindset of, see, this is football, we will attack. Forget, your radio pop was saying something that, see, this is not Jose Mourinho there. I didn't mean it's Jose Mourinho, fine, we might actually end, that game might actually end. See, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, you see the scores, that's how Bayern play this season. If they want to score, they will score 5 goals, 4 goals, 3 goals. And PSG, they have good attacking side. Dembele, Kwara, Ilorin, everyone. See, these guys are.
Is that Vraskelia?
Yes,
I think so.
See, these guys are. They have that mindset that, see, this is football. Bring it on. Anything, let's just have it. It is just. See, it is just so. It is different. It is not. I'm still trying to look for a word to, because I was watching that game. I was like, this is it. You can't compare. You know, I'm
Are
a
you sure
Chelsea
that's
fan.
how football should be played?
Baba,
That's how it is.
see, why will I
That's
go
how it
to
is,
a
end to
stadium?
end.
Why will I go and I will be sleeping?
So just
end.
counting. Okay, you are
Everybody on their toes. 90 minutes on your
Before you
toes.
know it, follow.
Yes.
your heart. You know the fear for your
Baba,
heart.
No.
wetin I dey enjoy be
If you the reason say your heart, you no go enjoy football now. No go watch football.
I be Chelsea
They watch
fan, not
another
to
sport.
because this season.
If you they watch table tennis, but football no
I had
good
to
for
put that
you.
one in. Anyways, guys, that game felt like Vector and Sarkodie going on rap attack. You know, the bars were just pa.
You didn't want it. You wouldn't want it to stop.
End-to-end chaos. But is that really how football should be played? Come on, some decorum should be there now. I be radio pubs.
Just like I said, not that I'm against entertaining football, but come on, let's have some decency. I want some
No, wait. Radio Paps.
Let's have some
What do you
decency.
expect the scoreline to be? This is PSG. This is Bayern.
Yeah, come what?
To be honest, I think from a managerial point of view, that's not a good result. You don't want your team conceding four.
Conceding
So,
four.
but you want your team to score goals.
Yes, you want your team to score goals. You don't
You want your team to score goals. You don't
Yes.
want them to
But then,
concede.
Yes.
there's something you guys have mentioned before, and I think you would not expect a Luis Enrique team to have that kind of solid defense like you would expect from an Arteta team, right?
Yeah.
You would not expect a Bayern Munich. I don't think anyone would expect, because in the last 5 years, who have been the defenders in Bayern? Kim Min-jae,
On and off.
upper mechanic.
Yeah.
At time, they used David Alaba before
Alaba.
moving to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So this is even when Pep was at Bayern Munich, you don't have that solid defense line. But from their midfield up front, they are very
Yes,
very
they have
good.
so much control.
That's
Yes.
just
So it's always been the fearsome attack.
It's
keeping
just like
everyone at bay.
comparing the Barcelona of Puyol, this Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets. Then Barcelona then doesn't have the good. Then
defense,
they
yes.
use Mascherano, a defensive midfielder, to pair
centre
Puyol.
back.
Back then they have a Victor Valdes that we know that is basket.
Basket.
There was a PK. There was a
P-
PK too now. Yeah?
PK was never really that
when did
solid.
PK becomes a very good defender? So
PK was
He's-
never
he's a
really
solid
solid
defender,
for me.
gets
For me,
in
he wasn't
scoring
really
goals.
solid.
Marquinhos is also a very good defender. But
Marquinhos?
now the leg is not there
Yeah,
again.
that's what I said.
So what are you
You know,
now saying?
I would have thought.
As a coach, my team score 5 goals. Kudos, you can
Yes.
do better.
You can't
See,
do
in
better
as much
by
I'm
conceding. So,
scoring,
The problem is conceding.
Conceding four.
The problem is conceding.
in
to be
as
honest.
much I'm still
Asa,
scoring.
what are we doing?
Let me know my last. And Tobale scored, you know.
Did you see what Vincent Company said? Going to the second leg. He said to a fan, if you know you are sick, give your ticket to another person. Because we're going to. So, are you saying that if you are scoring 5, I'm scoring 4? What's going to happen?
Okay, wait. Are you expecting that PSG attack not to score any goal?
No, I'm not saying they should not score,
can't-
but I'm
can't
not
keep
talking
them
from a
in check.
defensive point of view right now. That if you are scoring goals, why not now defend it properly? So what's the essence of now scoring 5 goals and somebody's not scoring 4 against
See, the
you?
other team also they have a good attacking line now.
True. You
Do
can't,
you-
you can't
okay,
come
fine.
against a
See,
team like
see,
PSG and say you won't concede.
that's
It's not
just it.
possible.
Okay,
Ba- a
alright,
Bayern Munich with-
let's run a poll now. That game for you, was it great goal scoring or warning signs for you?
For me, I better start from Mexico.
No, I'm starting from you, because you've been all really cruel about them. You've been really lyrical.
Start from Mexico. I don't want radio paps with my
From
own.
my own point of view, I feel like yes, they should have managed it better.
They should have
5-4,
managed.
that's a whole
So
lot.
in-game management was not.
It's a
was
whole
not in
lot.
there.
You shouldn't concede 4.
You shouldn't
Nah,
concede
you
four,
shouldn't.
especially at 5-2.
You shouldn't
Yes,
concede
now,
4.
even Luis Enrique came out to say, we should have lost, we should have drawn, we should have won. So there were options.
Yes, yes.
of
It could
them
have gone either way.
any other
So
way.
the
it
defender
shouldn't
was
be.
thinking like
It was
this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Peter.
No, let him.
No, he has landed.
No.
I don't land. I don't land. The pendulum not even swinging. I don't pendule down.
To be fair, to be sincere, it was actually a great game. But fine, from some fans' perspective, I scored 5 goals. Boys, let's just. But see, you are playing a team that have good attackers too. There's no way. Even if you plan to defend that much, they will definitely find a means of scoring. The away team score first goal. They are the one. I want to call you banga. Wow. So you can't expect a Bayern Munich they don't play sideways game like Chelsea. It's only Chelsea you score 5 goals and you won't do anything. So to me, it's tactical managerial point of view. PSG ought to have done better. But see, you can't stop this Bayern Munich team from scoring. Check the second leg. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. Real Madrid score, and you see. Real Madrid defense line. We know Abuela is still working, but Bayern Munich with that score at 3-2 all out, and they actually won that game. Not even a draw. You can see how effective they are going up front with the ball. So that's just it.
All right. Can they win the UCL like this?
Which team?
Either of them.
Either
Yes.
of who?
Yes.
Bayern or
I know,
PSG.
he's not talking about
Definitely,
Atletico.
no, it cannot be the other side of
cannot
that.
be
No,
Atletico.
no.
Calm
The
down.
Champions League, we don't sabi where it go. Now one of both. You do other side.
But it looks like there was a very unserious semi-final in there between both sides, given what we were saying. But I mean, come on. The final question I'm gonna ask you about this game: are PSG finally better without superstar dependency? I'm asking this because there was a time when they were star-studded. Not like they don't have stars now, but you know, you had Sergio Ramos, you had Neymar, we had Kylian Mbappe.
Even
Messi.
before that time, we had the Pastore.
Yes.
We have
The question is,
they always
then
had
who was the
superstars.
coach? Who was
Yeah.
the coach then?
Nah.
No, wait. See. The point is, the way Luis Enrique handled this guy. He decided, like, I don't need Mbappe in this team. As a coach, you have to work with guys you know you can talk with, and guys that you know that fine, this is what I want.
Pressing
they can
machines.
interpret what you are saying.
Yes.
He noticed that Mbappe will cause a problem. Please, if you want this, let this guy go. So that's just it. When they had Sergio Ramos, Luis Suarez, Sergio Ramos, Lionel Messi, all of them, these are big boys. And who do they have as coach? Mauricio Pochettino. So will you expect a Pochettino to talk to Messi and Sergio Ramos?
I think
With their CVs.
one other thing that played an important role was when Luis Enrique decided he was okay without Mbappe and the club backed him. I think he sent a message to every other person in the team. If this coach decides you're not good enough, you are leaving.
That's just it.
So I think the responsibility is more shared amongst the players. They're not totally dependent on anybody in particular.
Okay.
So yes, I think they're better without.
And if you
superstar
notice at some
dependency.
games, Kwara Ilorin will just sit on the bench and Bakola and Diu will start.
Yes, and
So
they play
that's-
very well.
Actually, if you look at the minutes that this is kind of when you look at the quality of the players at his disposal. But guys, one answer each, just one answer each. Who's making the victory in the second leg? Either side,
PSG,
just
I'm
one.
still leaning towards
PSG and the other side,
Atletico.
Atletico. PSG,
Arsenal is going
Atletico.
nowhere.
How about you?
It's gonna be Bayern Arsenal.
Bayern Arsenal. You?
Bayern Arsenal.
Bayern Arsenal. All right, it's 2-1 right there. That's crazy. Okay.
And that's the final scoreline in the UEFA Champions League. 2-1.
Okay, that's interesting.
PSG Arsenal 2-1. If,
No, but
if
Bayern
that final
Arsenal.
comes, I'm seeing like 5-1, 6-1, 7-1.
Okay, guys. This is your cue to drop your predictions. Who makes the final out there? Who gets in the final? And who gives us more quality stuff from the second leg of the semi-finals? It's been crazy out there. Drop your predictions. We'd like to see it. And yeah, reminder that if you've made it this far, well, you're part of the legendary football heads out there. So yes, remember, subscribe, follow us on whatever platform you find us. So share, let people see it. I mean, it's not fun if the guys can have some, right? So yeah, everything is gonna get crazier from here on in the Champions League because we love moments like this.
Yes,
Champions
we do.
League raising goosebumps and you know the hairs on your skin stand.